So I'm back. It's your girl Vu here on All Things Vu. Who knew? Vu knew. So I'm finally giving you guys a beginner friendly brow tutorial. And here you just see me going in with my Deja Beauty Micro Brow Beauty Pencil in the shade dark brown. So after brushing my brow hairs in an upward motion, I go in and I underline my brow on the top and on the bottom. I don't start at the front of the brow because it looks more harsh to me. So I start a quarter of ways from the middle. Listen, don't quote these measurements because I'm not a math teacher or anything. But yeah, so I go in and I create hair-like strokes, operating back and forth between my spoolie and my actual brow pencil to get the natural gradient effect on my brows. Now that's one thing that I do love about Deja Beauty Brow Pencil, which is of course my beauty brand. The fact that everything is on one utensil, so it saves on time. And if you watch my previous video, then you already know what I'm doing here. What you do on one side, you do to the other. So I'm going in and completing the same steps on my opposite brow. Okay, so while I'm repeating the same steps on the opposite side, I have a question for you guys. Do you prefer pomade or pencil? If so, why? Drop that below. Let's get a conversation going. Me personally, I can use either one. It definitely depends on the look I'm going for. For beginners, I recommend a pencil until you get a steady hand. I feel like pomade is more for experienced people who kind of already know how to determine the shape they want the brow in. So yeah, that's just my take on it. And I'm very particular, I'll say, about my brows. I'm going to go back and forth until they're perfect, okay? They're not going to be twins. They're going to be sister cousins, but yeah, we're going to make sure they're perfect. And then once we get our brows defined to our liking, we're going to go in and conceal. So the concealer that I am going to use, I believe I show it to you guys. It's going to be the LA Pro Girl. I don't know the name offhand, but it's okay, Pooh. We'll leave it below. So you see me going in, and again I start in the middle, even with concealing, because I don't want it to look as harsh as I feel like it have a tendency to look sometimes. So I start in, put away from the middle, and then once I get that, I go in and then I do the front, kind of at the end. And then you see me just going back across to make sure that there's no jagged edges and it's a smooth line under the brow. And then when we do the one side, we do the other, honey. So I'm going and doing that. And then you'll see me conceal the top of my brows. And feel free to get up close and personal, honey, and take your time with doing this. You see me leaning in, I'm getting a little closer to my mirror. You guys can see what I'm doing this time, like my other videos. So yeah, but after you get it perfect, then you start bringing your concealer down a little to the lid. Then after we get the top and bottom concealed, we're going to pat the concealer into our skin, buff it on out a little bit. And I don't know here if you notice me taking my line to the middle. That's just my way of making sure we don't have the uneven brows. So now you see me going in to conceal the top. And again, once I place the concealer where it needs to be as far as outlining my brow, then I drag my concealer in an upward motion, like so. Again, not starting exactly at the front of the brow, starting somewhat in the middle, and then of course extending it to the front. And once you get it in place, baby, you're going to drag that concealer up. Again, you see me taking it to the middle here. We don't need these brows to be uneven, and we have a surprise face all day. Or confused face. One or the other. And then I proceed to go in with my Real Techniques blending brush. And as you can see, I just pat the concealer into my lid. Little patting, stippling motions. And I feel like when you start with the edges, blending out the edges and then working your way up, it creates more of a gradient effect. So that's what I tend to do. And yeah, you just see me here, I was blending in robo motion and I almost messed up. So I had to smooth out what I did. That's why you see me taking my brush and sliding it before continuing to pat the concealer in my skin. Trust the process, don't rush. When you rush, start messing up. And you can continue to just pat, pat, pat until your concealer is evenly blended. And this is the hardest part. Like we almost done with these brows, too. So after we get our concealer nice and blended and make sure that there are no jagged edges on our brows, we're going to go in with our brow gel. That's the trick for beginner brows. Brow gel to ensure they last all day. This is my favorite one, NYX Control Freak brow gel, and I'm just going to put a coat of that on my brows so they can stay snatched all day. Try it if you haven't. Let me know what you think. So after you evenly coat both brows with your brow gel, I mean, you're done. Done, that is, to move to your next phase of your bead, or if you're just having a brow day. That's it. But I'm going to show you guys the finished look because I did complete a full glam along with the brows. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, I did record it, so let me know. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you got it with at least one takeaway, then my job here is all done. Thank you guys for tuning into All Things Voo. Love you, mean it. And here is the final look. Yes, bye.